What is up, peeps? It's your favorite Bulgarian, back at it again.
What is up, peeps?
What is up, peeps?
It's your favorite Bulgarian.
It's your favorite Bulgarian. It's your favorite Bulgarian.
Your favorite Bulgarian. Back at it again.
Back at it again.
Back at it again.
Back at it again. Back at it again.
Back at it again. Nada, pousse.
Parti du galon, t'es sorti du ballon. Le franc outrance avec le canon.
80 autres et la puissance tu connais. Je suis une grosse cagoule et un gros
You having the belief that you don't need anything to pick up girls is an amazing belief to have, because if you internalize this, you won't care about how you look, you won't care about if you have money, you won't care about if you have six-pack abs, you won't care about if you're popular, you won't care about all of those things. But that being said, you will still probably keep good hygiene, you will still probably like to socialize with people, you still probably will take care of your image and how you look and etc. But you won't make that a condition for you to be able to pick up girls.
Parti du galon, t'es sorti du ballon. Le franc outrance avec le canon.
80 autres et la puissance tu connais. Je suis une grosse cagoule et un gros.
The title was a bit clickbaity, I understand, but I needed to get your attention. So the quick answer to the title, what you need to pick up girls, the quick answer and the correct answer is you absolutely don't need anything. Zero. And let me elaborate on that, okay? So most of you guys might not be aware or are aware, but don't really believe in all of that stuff, that we live in a dualistic and non-dualistic world. So what does that mean? Like, we have the inner part of reality, we have our thoughts, we have our beliefs, we have our views and how we see the world, the lens through which we see the world, and then we have the physical world. Okay, so that's the physical world, outer, and the inner world, inner. But they're both the same, so they're dualistic, like dual, the outer and the inner, but then non-dualistic as well, because they are one. Like, you can't have the outer without the inner, and you can't have the inner without the outer. Like, for something to be inside, there has to be something that is outside, but both outside and inside are the same exact thing. And you're probably like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, the title is about picking up girls. I know, bear with me for a second, okay? And I'll give you another example, okay? What's the difference between hot and cold? Well, they are the same thing, but they are on a different range on that same thing. Yeah, so the temperature is either hot, which is, let's say, 20 degrees, or it's either cold, it's minus 20 degrees, but it's still temperature. It's still the same exact thing, but different manifestations of it. So why did I tell you this? Why did I tell you that the world is dualistic? Why did I tell you that the world might be dualistic, but it's also non-dualistic? Because let me tell you something. You having the belief that you don't need anything to pick up girls is an amazing belief to have, because if you internalize this, you won't care about how you look, you won't care about if you have money, you won't care about if you have six-pack abs, you won't care about if you're popular, you won't care about all of those things. But that being said, you will still probably keep good hygiene, you will still probably like to socialize with people, you still probably will take care of your image and how you look and etc. But you won't make that a condition for you to be able to pick up girls. And most guys get that wrong, and I used to get that wrong as well, because nobody tells you this. Like, nobody teaches this, nobody tells you at school, or your guy friends, or your father or your brother, nobody comes and tells you, hey bro, look, you see that 10 over there? You see that smoking 10? She's a perfect 10, yeah? Do you agree? Like, do you agree she's a yeah, okay. We both can agree she's a perfect 10. Well, you can get her. Like, you don't need to have the cars. You don't need to have the money. Like, you being yourself, you can go and get her. And Honestly, most of us don't believe that. It just doesn't land. It's so out of our reality. And I'll tell you why. It's funny, I realized this recently, and what I realized was that, I mean, I've probably realized this a couple of times as well, but for a realization to really hit in and to sink in, you have to realize it a couple of times to kind of like internalize it. That's why we probably will make the same mistakes over and over again until it becomes so painful making that mistakes that we promise ourselves we'll never do it again. But to not deviate from the theme, what I realized is that why we believe that we are not good with girls to begin with, or why we believe that we have to have a good body or whatever condition we put on to picking up girls or to be able to be successful with girls, is either A, it didn't work for us. Like, let's say you're 16 years old and up until now, every time that you've tried something sexual with a girl, it didn't work. So all of your track record of trying to do something with girls is shit. It's all losses and zero wins. That might be one thing, because every time that you tried, you failed. So you're like, oh, I'm shit at this. I can't pick up girls. Girls don't like me. That's what you believe. Well, because that's your reality. How can you believe that girls like you when reality shows differently, right? And then you might believe that in order to get girls, you need to have a six-pack, because you might have seen a friend who has a six-pack get a lot of girls. So you see him and then you're like, oh shit. So that's the secret. The secret to getting girls and the secret to being attractive is having a fucking six-pack. Where both of those things have nothing to do with fucking reality. And I'll tell you why. Because in the present moment, like right now, everything is unique. What I said right now in this moment, with the way that I look, with the way that I feel, with my age and circumstances and everything, this has never happened in reality ever before. It hasn't happened in the past. And every moment when I say something, it's left in the past. So every new moment is actually unique. Why do you need to know this? It's key, because if you have been unsuccessful up until this point with women, with girls, or with whatever you have been trying, or you think that you're unsuccessful, or even you might have been unsuccessful, okay? Well, tomorrow doesn't have to be the same. You can make a choice to make tomorrow different. So you knowing this is really, really key, because you can actually start the process of letting go of the past. Like, you don't have to be the person that you were 5 years ago when you got rejected by a girl or whatever. You don't have to be the person 3 years ago. You don't have to be the same person that you were freaking yesterday, okay? How do you think that people start to change their bodies? How do you think that people start to change their finances? How do you think that people start to change their lives? With making a freaking decision. They're like, okay, from now on, I'm going to try to do this, or now on, I'm going to be this person. And they actually make an effort to doing what they said that they were going to do. But before they became this amazing person, they were probably shit. Like, no one is born amazing. Your experiences make of you. But how we interpret those experiences is a really important part of everything as well. Because back when I didn't think that I was good with girls or whatever, well, that probably wasn't the case. I just believe that I interpreted the rejections that I got from girls before as me being inadequate, as me being not enough, as there's something wrong with me. That's why it's not working out. And like I said, in some circumstances, that of course is the truth. Like, there might be something wrong with you. Maybe you're not assertive enough. Maybe you're not a leader. Maybe you're not alpha enough. Maybe you don't carry yourself with respect. Maybe you don't respect yourself. All of those things are in play. Definitely. But coming from the perspective of, wait a second, actually whatever happened to me before has nothing to do with whatever will happen to me tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, and I can choose to be a better person. I can see where I was going wrong, where I maybe have some room to improve, and I can improve that. But then I can also come from a fresh mindset of actually I am enough the way that I am, and the experiences that have happened to me before are not my fault, at least 100%, and not all of them. Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because what if now I go and approach a girl on the street? What if I do that and she rejects me? Okay, I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm in, and she's like, nah, I got a boyfriend. I'm like, but just like 2 minutes, she's like, nah, I got a boyfriend, get away, creep, I'm gonna call the police, whatever. Rejected. Yeah, well, what if though that girl just broke up with her boyfriend, like literally 2 minutes before I approached her, just broke up with her boyfriend, and then I go and approach her? What, you think that she's gonna jump on my cock and start like making out with me? Of course not. Like, who the fuck would do that? That's not gonna happen. So, but in most situations, I cannot know that. I cannot know that she just broke up with her boyfriend. So I just have to assume things like that. I have to assume, oh, like, it's not me, you know, like something must have happened, because most of the times it's not you. Like, you are not the problem why things are happening to you, or things that have happened. But then again, in the same time, you are the problem as well. Do you see where I'm going here? This video is a bit confusing for most of you who are not familiar with these concepts, but think of it like this. Okay, think of it like this. We have the internal, then we have the external. That's one theme. But in that theme, we also have the internal and the external being one. Which the examples with the girls that I gave is that the internal is how you feel about yourself. And then the external is the experiences that happen to you because the way that you feel about yourself. But because the way you feel about yourself, you will interpret certain experiences from that belief. Meaning that if you say hi to a girl and if she rejects you, like I gave in the example of me going and talking to a girl, you know, she rejected me. Well, if you think that you're not good with women, that experience will further reinforce your belief that you're not good with women. Funny, right? But if I go and approach that girl, and if I have a belief of I'm the biggest player in town, and if she rejects me, I will probably have the mentality of she's losing out, she doesn't know what she's losing, I'm the biggest catch over here, she's like I don't even know what she's thinking, like, is she blind, like what's going on? Maybe not that over exaggerated, I'm not like that into myself, well maybe I am. But you guys get the point, is that your experiences, at least your past ones, don't make you who you are fully, and don't even make you, because the way that you interpreted them back then might be wrong. Like, you don't know the full picture. You can almost never know the full picture. Imagine when you go to a club and you talk to like 15 people, and maybe like 15 out of 15 people react negatively. Maybe they tell you to go away, maybe they're like, who the fuck are you, you're a stranger, I don't know you. Maybe you guys talk for 2 seconds and they're like, I don't know, they just react negatively. And you, if you have low self-esteem, if you struggle with confidence issues, if you have anxiety, or if you don't love yourself, if you don't carry yourself, if you don't respect yourself, you're probably going to find the fault in yourself. You're going to be like, they all rejected me, they all were negative towards me because there's something wrong with me. But that just might not be the case. Like, you don't know how they are. First of all, some people are just dicks. Second of all, people have bad days, man. Like, people do have bad days. And third of all, they might just want to like chill with their friends. You never know. They might be celebrating a birthday party. They might just want to like stay in their group. They might not be sociable, but their friends drag them to the club, so they're a bit awkward talking to you in the first place. And all of these possibilities are in play, and you can never know. So what you can do is But careful using this not to get delusional, okay? Because what I'm going to tell you is something really key, really key in redefining your personality and redefining yourself as a person for the now and for the future as well. Like, up until now, if you thought that you sucked with women, that you weren't confident, that you weren't extroverted, whatever your insecurities are, like, I'm a bit insecure about my nose probably. I mean, I think it's a bit too big, and you know, from this profile I look hideous. Honestly, this is probably my worst profile, so I'm a bit insecure about this. But let me tell you something. There are things you can fix. Like, if I'm insecure about my body, I can fix up my body. Like, I can go to the gym and eat more healthy. That's fixable. But my nose and my profile, what, I'm gonna get plastic surgery to fix this shit? Probably not. So I'm just going to accept it and move on. And that's the technique or the thing that I want you guys to internalize in this video. And like I said, I understand a bit all over the place, but if you rewatch this, it will all come together and it will make sense. Trust me. So remember how when I started the video, I said that you don't need anything to pick up girls? Well, that's the half truth. You actually don't need anything. Like, you, as you are right now, you can go and pick up girls. But there is a one big but. The mentality of you thinking that you don't need anything to pick up girls, that's the internal. You know, to have the internal is really important, but it's also important to have the external. And what is the external of this whole picking up girls thing? Well, the external is how you use your voice, how you dress, how you look, how you use your body language, how you manipulate the conversation. Are you funny? Are you acting in a charismatic way? Are you holding eye contact? Are you talking to your friends as well? You know, all of those things are the outer, and you need the inner and you need the outer as well. Because if you use only the inner, what will happen is you're like, okay, I'm enough, I don't need anything to pick up girls, okay, and then you go and you try to pick up girls, or you try to talk to girls that you think they're attractive, and it doesn't go your way. You're like, fuck, I thought I was enough, like, why is this not working? Enes, you said that I was enough, I tried it and it didn't work. What the what the fuck? I'm a bit cautious using the F word. I don't know. I don't want to swear too much, but slips off the tongue. It doesn't work. What's going on? You know, that might happen to you because you're delusional. You think that you're enough, but in reality you're not, because you're missing the outer part. You're missing the voice. You're missing the you're missing the charismatic part. You're missing the funny part. You're missing the actually knowing how to lead a conversation part. You're missing all of those things. You're missing the technique behind it. So what happens if you only have technique? What happens if you only have the external then? Well, you go and you do your thing. You know, you're funny, you're charismatic, you know how to manipulate the conversation, and it just comes off a bit too good. You know what I mean? It comes off a bit too good. It doesn't have any soul to it. You have this mechanic, robotic feel to everything that you do. And I know this because that was me. Probably, gosh, I don't know, like 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months, very recently. Like it's not like weeks, definitely 5, 6, 7 months, whatever. But it was very recent. That was me. I was like all about technique. Like, I know how to stand, I know how to manipulate the body language, I know how to talk to her friends, I know how to use social proof in the club. Like, when I say social proof in the club, I know how to get 5-10 people jumping around me and cheering me on, and then everybody else around is like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, wouldn't you think that? You go to a club with your friends and there's just some random guy in the middle of the dance floor that you haven't ever seen before, and 20 people around him cheering him on. Like, I would be like, who the fuck is this guy? You know? So I know how to do all of that. I know the technique, but what I was missing for the longest time was the inner part, was actually the beliefs. I'm like, I'm enough. I don't need to do all of this stuff to get a girl. You know, like, I don't need to be loud all the time. I don't need to be the center of attention all the time. I don't need to be the alpha of the room all the time. You know, like, I don't need to do all of that stuff because I'm already enough the way that I am. And when you combine the inner, I am already enough the way that I am. I don't need to do jack shit to pick up girls. And then you have the outer as well, like the techniques, the charismaticness, the conversation leading and everything. That when you combine all of this, bam, you have the perfect recipe for life and for pickup. But the reality of the things is that even when you hear this, it will probably not land. And I'll tell you why, because us people, we're traumatized. As we go through life, we are traumatized. Remember how I said that your past doesn't matter because you interpreted them in the wrong way? Well, the way that you interpreted your past traumatized you, you know, and it might definitely be a viable reason for why you were traumatized. Maybe a relative passed away, maybe a girl really broke your heart and she was manipulating you and she was playing with you and she literally crushed you down to pieces, and you're like traumatized and you never want to get into a relationship again, or you never want to like a girl again. That might be you. But like I said, that's all in the past, and every new moment is a unique moment. So actually being traumatized by the past is not in your favor, and it's not logical as well, because again, every moment is a unique moment. So thinking that the past will repeat itself will only make the past repeat itself, because what you think will happen and what you expect to happen will probably happen, because the inner mirrors the outer and the outer mirrors the inner as well. Get it? You probably don't get it. All of this stuff is new to me. Like, I'm not a pro of this. I only started doing pickup videos and personal development videos probably around 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Before that, I was doing more fitness and healthy lifestyle type of thing, which I'm still all about the fitness and healthy lifestyle, but I'm focusing more on the pickup and the dating part, because a lot of reasons, man. Like, that's for another video. But for this video, the note that I want to leave you with is, you need to work on a couple of stuff. Like, okay, you realize you're enough, but you actually need to put in some work as well. Okay, so you need to work on your outer and you need to work on your inner as well. And, you know, like, if you go down the whole philosophy path, you don't need to do anything to be enough. Yeah, that's a thing, bro. But me knowing that doesn't fix the issue. Like, I still don't feel enough, you know. Like, for the longest time, I didn't feel enough. I didn't feel confident. I had the technique to prove people otherwise. Like, I could act confident and everybody thought that I was confident, but inside it was like a daily struggle, you know. Like, I always had to do the right thing. Or anyways, it was basically a mess. And it was a mess because the Zen philosophy teachers or whatever tell you don't need anything to be enough. You know, you are already enough. So what you do is you don't do anything. You're like, well, I'm enough. I don't need to do anything. But then they tell you, well, you actually need to do something to be enough. And you're like, well, wait a second. I thought you told me that I'm enough. I don't need to do anything. Well, then that's where you have to think. And it took me a long fucking time to realize. And I understand now why they say that, you know, you're enough and you don't need to do anything to be enough, but you actually need to do something to be enough and all of those things. And back when I was first hearing it, I understood it logically as well, but it's one thing to understand it and it's a completely different thing to realize it and to see it in your own life and to see it in yourself. So it was a bit of a ranty video, but I think you guys got a lot of freaking value from this video. Like I said, if it's a bit all over the place, just rewatch it and check the description, because I will put the most important points in the description so you guys can get like a structured theme or a structured plan of this whole video. Like I said, I don't like to plan my videos. I probably will for the future, just for experimentational sake. Like, why not? I want to structure my videos, structure my thoughts a bit better before actually starting to film, so that will be a sick thing. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like if you liked it, comment if you have any questions, or just tell me how awesome the video was and how awesome the content was, and you like the videos that I upload. Because if you do leave a comment, that like warms my heart and just gives me more motivation to keep making videos. Because sometimes you just make videos and you just upload a lot of content and there's no feedback. Like, there's no feedback, and you're like is there something here? Like, why isn't everybody like commenting, or like why is nobody commenting or whatever? But then I think to myself, well, wait a minute, like, they don't actually need to comment, because on how many videos do I comment? And actually I think a lot of videos are amazing. So if you guys do leave that comment, if you guys do leave that like, and if you guys do subscribe to the channel, if you're already not subscribed, for more dope ass woke pickup dating content ever, let's go. I didn't drink coffee for like 5 days, and today I woke up at 4:20 to drop off my friends to the airport, and I drank coffee today, and I'm a bit hype. And I'm also gonna do an Instagram live on dating and pickup. Oh, did I tell you about my Instagram and how amazing it is? Go on my Instagram, I upload daily content there. And actually, if you have any questions, or if you want to like be in my loop and be aware of what I do to daily, or just contact me or whatever, Instagram is the best place to find me. So go follow your boy on Instagram as well. But like I said, it was your favorite Bulgarian. It was a pleasure, and I'm out.